Welcome back to the Top Shelf. My name is Ernest Whiteman III. I'm a Northern Apple filmmaker, artist, writer, and media educator. And we're coming up on 100 videos in this series, which is I'm pretty proud of. I like talking about these videos, and I know when I was pulling them off the shelf, we had a consistent flow of videos, and that was like the longest streak of videos that I've ever posted, still to this day. And I just enjoy talking about these videos, or at least these Blu-rays and these films. And this keeps me in the practice of making films, something that I'm really hard-pressed to try to do these days. But I will start working on a couple of short films, one on the jazz critic Paul Edward Miller. If you follow this channel, of course, you've seen the 10 and 10 series. This is just going to be a rehash of that, but done for the film festival circuit. And then the second thing I'm working on right now is a documentary about our pet cat and how cats and pets do affect positively the mental health of their owners. So we're going to talk about that, but it's going to be couched in this biography of our house cat. So maybe you look forward to those. I'll let you know when those are completed and when you can see them. But we're here to take a look at the top shelf of my media collection, which includes my Criterion collection. I have a pre-selected disc. I'm going to give you a synopsis, a look at the special features, and a review if I've seen it, and a reason why I have the edition. Now, as I said in the last episode, this is going to be a little bit an extra long one, because there's a couple of films that I want to talk about, and this is why I said it's a 2-4, but this is sort of a unique circumstance that I don't want to miss in talking about these two films, and I think talking about them in tandem is a great way to talk about them. And of course, on the top shelf today from the Criterion collection is the latest video or movie that I watched, not watched, but purchased. I'm of course talking about Wim Wenders' Perfect Days. This is the first film I watched in 2024, and I watched it twice. First time I went all the way down to the fabled music box and watched the screening there. Then when it was released generally, had a limited release to AMC theaters, I thought my partner's got to see this, and we watched it together, and they loved it. Of course, Wim Wenders is one of my favorite filmmakers. His Wings of Desire, of course, is in my top 10 favorite films of all time. I love his 5-hour cut of Until the End of the World. Paris, Texas, of course. The perfect trilogy of films if you're ever into what Wim Wenders is about. Of course, he made a bunch of other things. Don't Come Knocking is one that pops into mind that I've seen and I've enjoyed. So yeah, Pina, the 3D documentary. I always thought documentaries are the best use of 3D. Rather than making big spectacular things, you should talk about things in intimacy using 3D, and really that'll draw your audience in more. And that's what he did with Pina. And he did that with another, I think, Unsung, which he also did in 3D. But moving on to Perfect Days. Perfect Days, I did enjoy very much. Of course, it stars the great, I didn't even write down his name, which is a crime in this regard. Koji Yakusho. Great Japanese actor. Has been in many of probably your favorite Japanese films of the modern era. Fantastic in this. He plays Hirayama. Of course, the name derived from Wenders' love, Yasujiro Ozu's in his filmmaking. And it's based on the concept of komorebi, which is how light plays on surfaces with the breakup of shadows. How shadows and light play on a surface. At least that's how he described it in the introduction. And this is about a toilet cleaner in Tokyo. He goes around the city on a specified route, cleans the public toilets there, and Koji Yakusho is phenomenal in this. He gives a very quiet performance, very nuanced performance, and it's fantastic. And all these disruptions that start to happen in his perfect days, because he's very content with what he's doing. He's very content with his life, as shown through the very repetition of the days. So all these obstacles start to fall in, and that sort of disrupt that sort of rhythm of his days. Has a great American music soundtrack, of course. Of course, it's Wim Wenders, who's very novel for that. But let me take a break here. I need to take a break. All right, let's break out the glasses and see what's on this. Sorry about the break, but when your partner comes home, you love it. So I wanted to talk to them and visit with them. All right. Perfect Days. 2023, 124 minutes in color, 5.1 surround in Japanese with English subtitles, 1:331 aspect ratio, which is, you're going to get the black bars on the side this side. Director approved, of course. Blu-ray special features. 4K restoration or 4K master approved by director Wim Wenders with 5.1 DTS HD master audio soundtrack. New interview with Wim Wenders. An interview with actor Koji Yakusho. Interview with producer Koji Yanai, founder of the Tokyo Toilet Project, which is interesting. Somebody Comes Into the Light from 2003, a short films by Wim Wenders featuring a new introduction by the director. The trailer, of course, the essays by film critic Bill G. Berry. What's always fascinated me about this is the film integrates these dream sequences. Speaking of Kurosawa's dreams earlier, but this has to contain some of the best, more accurate. I'm not saying they're all accurate because dreams are different for everybody, but the most accurate, the more accurate depictions of dreams I've seen in films. Because dreams are just manifestations of the things you encountered that day. And then your mind plays through them, sort of like to keep you functioning while you sleep. At least that's my understanding of why dreams happen the way they do. This, of course, was the Japanese language nominee for Best Foreign Language Film at the 2023 Oscars. While I do enjoy the film, I thought that was a little, okay, because they're listing it as from Japan. But it's not from Japan. It's a German-Japanese co-production, of course, so they should have listed it as least German-Japan. Because I was sort of a little disappointed with that because, well, one, there were some really good films that came out in 2023, but I don't think it was strong when it came to the Oscars. Of course, Perfect Days didn't win, but this was why I was going to do a 2-4 today, because I wanted to talk about a non-Criterion film that I always wanted to talk about, because I also seen this in 2023, and it is a Japanese film, and I think it's a superior film and should have been the Japanese entry into the foreign language film at the Oscars. And of course, I'm talking about Kore-eda Hirokazu's Monster. It's a very revealing film. It's a very touching film. It's told in the very Kore-eda style. What I want to call a soft focus on life. Not a soft focus on picture, but it's not beating you over the head with the grim and gritty, but it does present a grim and gritty, if that makes... It presents the grim and gritty and soft focus is what I'm thinking about. Of course, this has been certified fresh by both audiences and critics. It's a story about two boys in Japanese school. It's told Rashomon style from these different points of view of the mother and a teacher and the boy himself. as they encounter this instances of bullying or possibly the teacher harming this young boy. But what the revelation of the final story, the final perspective, is such a deep and touching perspective and story that this, I feel, has always been, should have been the nominee at the Best Picture. But of course, that's my opinion. Your opinion might vary about what you think of the film Monster, but this was my pick for the best film of 2023. Of course, if you subscribe to my letterbox, it's number one best film of 2023. I'm a big fan of Kore-eda Hirokazu. I do own Still Walking, which is right there, and I do have Afterlife on Blu-ray, which, again, my favorite movie about making movies. So I've come to be a real fan of Kore-eda, mainly through Afterlife. So I sort of like want to pitch these two together. If you go out and get either of them, you'll be rewarded tenfold. Kore-eda's Monster is a really human and touching story. No, not to say that this isn't. It is a really great Wim Wenders film. But this is Wim Wenders' view of Tokyo. This is a Japanese director's view of life. And so that is the difference between the two. And I think, to me, Monster by Kore-eda will always be the superior film. So with that being said, go out and get them. And don't just take my word for it. I encourage you to go out and see these films, both of them. You won't be disappointed. And if you have, tell me what you thought of them below. Spine number on Perfect Days is 1226, 1226. So these are on the top shelf today. Monster, Perfect Days. Thank you for listening to my ramble, and sorry for the break, but when your partner arrives, you have to be with them. So, and I love that about them. So I will catch you next time.